everybody.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. It's always a pleasure to be here. It's wonderful. Yeah? Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I love talking about energy. Energy is my thing. When we work manipulating energy, it's such a beautiful work because, we are not only healing or participating in healing, let's say that, because, see, when we manipulate energy and when people say, oh, can you help me? I need you to balance my energy, do some magnetism or Reiki, whatever you call it. It's all kind of the same thing. They come in, a lot of people come in thinking that you are going to heal them, and that doesn't exist, right? What happens is in healing is both energies need to do this, right? How many people that came in to my practice needing healing, but their energy was all over the place and it didn't match with my energy. Therefore, when, I don't know if you guys ever heard a healer saying, oh, or a psychic or whoever saying to you, I couldn't read your energy. You were blocked. There's nothing here that I could see, or, not much I could have done because I couldn't reach. I couldn't get in your energy to access, or I couldn't access your energy. That happens a lot because a lot of the times when people come in for healings, for magnetism, for passes, right? They come in closed. When I say that, is they somehow are in such disbelief and anger and sadness and all that they are carrying that they close themselves off, and then sometimes the person applying the passes or the magnetism or people healing, doing Reiki, whatever they do, you struggle there because you feel it. You know that the energy is completely shut. That person's energy, they are not opening up. So we are going to talk about manipulating energy and my experiences, at least, with this and what I know about it. And I want to share with you guys a little bit of it tonight. So, there. So in order for us to understand a little bit of manipulating energy, we need to understand of how our body works. Our mind, our brain, our spirit, and the coherence between the brain and the heart. And you guys gonna understand it a little bit later, what I mean by this. So the spirit is the ultimate unseen power that vibrates in various frequencies. So when we do energy healing, it's very important that we understand that we are pure vibration, right? That we vibrate in various frequencies. So when we vibrate in different frequencies. Depending on the frequency that you are vibrating at, then you are able to do different things. And what do you mean by that, Roberta? Any questions? And did everybody understand the frequency, vibration? Yeah? Everybody understands? Okay. We are not our mind, brain, or body. We are not. But guess what? Because we are a spirit, that's who we are, that is engaged inside this body, in order for us to do this work, it's very important that we understand the whole mechanism. It's a mechanism. We need to understand the mechanism of the mind, the brain, and the body, and the spirit, so we can proceed with healing. Otherwise, we are not able to do what we need to do in order to manipulate our own energy to do the job. So you're going to understand.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So if I look at this slide, it's saying that the spirit is vibrating at various frequencies. So the spirit, so it's not our mind or brain or body that is vibrating, and then frequencies, it's our spirit.
You're going to understand.
Okay.
It's everything. It's a conjunction.
Okay.
It's the spirit, but because we are not our spirit, but we are part, the spirit is, we are part of everything. We are here. We are with the spirit. The body belongs, this body here belongs to my spirit. And therefore, I cannot just completely ignore that I have a body, and because of the vibration of my spirit is connected with the vibration of my heart, with the vibration of my brain, and therefore, if something is off balance, and we are going to see this, then we are not able to produce the energy that we need to produce in order to heal ourselves. Don't even think about other people. Let's talk about ourselves, right? Do you see? So we are this unseen intelligence, spirit, that is capable of transcending to whatever density necessary, depending on its knowledge of how to access the necessary frequency to do so. Do you guys understand? We are this unseen intelligence. We cannot see our spirit, right? We know we have a spirit. We can't see it. That is capable of transcending to whatever density necessary, depending on its knowledge of how to access the necessary frequency to do so. You guys agree? Anybody have a question? No? Okay. The mind, now you're going to understand. The mind is directly connected to the spirit. It is the body-like intelligence through which we make our daily choices. So if my spirit, Kata, is vibrating in this frequency, but my mind is not together with it, my thoughts, right? What's going to happen? Think about it.
There will be a mismatch.
Mismatch.
Now, how can I align my mind with the spirit?
We are going to get there. Very good question. We are going to get there.
Exactly.
We are going to get there. Excellent. There are so many different ways, but the most common ways, we are going to get there. When purposely connected to the spirit, the mind becomes wise. When connected with the ego, the mind becomes imprisoned and makes poor choices. Guess what? What are we connected to the most of the time? The ego. Right? The ego. Right? If we are connected to the mind, because the mind can transform, our thoughts can transform everything for us. It's what we think. That's when the brain and heart coherence happens. What we think goes straight to our heart. We're going to see that in a little bit. Look at that. The mind produces thoughts. Thoughts are produced by electric magnetic fields, produced by the connection where the mind vibrates with the heart and spirit frequency. Do you see? Thoughts are electric. Emotions are magnetic. And that's how healing happens. Your thoughts and your emotions need to be vibrating exactly in the same frequency. So the spirit, so you can connect deeply with the spirit and grab that whole pure frequency that you need in order for you to heal yourself and heal other people as well, right? Our heart produces enough energy that goes to every cell on our body. Our heart produces electrical energy to create a magnetic field that surrounds our body. This was studied. This is proven. Okay? This is not something that I'm making it up. It's studied by many different universities. We have this proven already that our heart, look at this, our heart produces electrical energy to create a magnetic field. It creates a magnetic field that surrounds our body in 360 degrees, extending beyond the skin out in the space. Measurable about 3 feet outside the body. Did you guys know this? Isn't this interesting?
But that's what they call the aura?
No.
Or is it?
No.
This is the toroidal energy field around it.
It's the energy field. So the heart, what they are saying here is that our heart produces neurons, and it's the coherence, the brain, the mind, and heart coherence that creates the energy field around us. And guess what happens? Guess what they found out? That this energy field can directly, so here, I'm here 3 feet. So I'm standing here 3 feet away from me. My energy field can directly interact with yours and yours with mine. Therefore, it was studied, I'm not making it up, I promise, that you can feel my energy. That's why once a person, a very energetic person walks in, a happy person walks in the room, you're like, oh my God, that person's so happy, just it brightened my day. Oh my God, it changed whoa, I feel so good after this person walked in because of the energy. So we don't have to talk and say how we feel. We can feel how we feel, right? And the more I see the younger generation, the younger people, they are just not aware of it, but they can feel energy so strongly. I have 2 kids. I have 2 boys, 21 and 23. He just turned 23 on the when was it? The 11th?
Those are men, not boys.
I call them boys. They're my little boy. They're always going to be my baby. I call them baby. I still have them on my phone as baby. Baby Josh and a heart, and then baby Caleb and a heart.
Yeah. And actually, I do psychic work. That's exactly the way it works. I can read the person.
Right? Right? Yes, so you can read people's energy. And it's so easy for younger people to do that. Caleb and Josh, I see how they communicate telepathically almost. I swear to God. And they don't even talk. They're not talking. I'm like, oh. And then they go, look at me, and I go, oh. Mm-hmm. So I'm understanding it too. Well, in my house, we don't talk much. We all like, and then we know exactly, right? Don't you feel like that with your family sometimes? You already know your husband, your wife, right? It's so strong that the energies are so intertwined that it's like automatically becomes so natural, and you don't even notice that you are communicating telepathically, but you are. We are not aware of it. And when I see people in my practice, people that are struggling with depression, anxiety, and all of that, one of the first things that I tell them is, have you noticed, oh, Roberta, I'm having thoughts, negative thoughts, like sometimes I'm driving, I just have thoughts that I want to throw my car in front of the other car. Very deep stuff, right? I'm a psychologist, so that's what I deal with. So the first thing that I tell people is, let me ask you a question. Do you want to throw the car in front of somebody else's? And they go, no, I just have the thoughts. And I go, what does that mean? And the person goes, I say, what does that mean? And the person goes, I say, that means that's not your thought. That's not you thinking. If you don't want to throw the car, if you don't want, oh, I just had a thought, Roberta, postpartum depression, a lot of mothers, that I'm just like, bathing my son, and all of a sudden I see him going under the water. Postpartum depression, huh? And I go, you see, you think, but do you want to do that? And the mother goes, oh my God, of course not. What does that mean? That thought that she had does not belong to her.
So it's another driver?
It's another energy.
Wow.
Huh? It's a spirit that is telling her that in her energy field, a spirit that had reached her energy field, an inferior spirit, that is letting her think that wants her to do that. How many kids here, how many kids go out shooting other schools? Do you really think that child has the capacity to do something like that? Yeah, they do, but by themselves, that their thoughts, that's their thoughts. No. Inferior spirits, once we disincarnate, we become the same exact people that we are. So let's say a man, a shooter, that was in jail, disincarnated, died in jail. And you die in jail, and you disincarnate, and you are lost, and you're angry, and you're very upset. And you cross the street, you get into a bus, and you go to a school. And you go to a school, and you sit right next to a child. I had a case where this girl, 14-year-old girl, she came to me and she said, Roberta, I'm having these thoughts. It's just like a lot of negative. When I'm in school and I'm trying to do my work, she said, the thoughts like, you're worth nothing. You're stupid. You are not going to pass this test. You don't know what you're doing. And those are the thoughts she was having. And she would run out of the class with a lot of anxiety, go to the nursery, call her mom, ask to call, and her mom would have to pick her up almost every day. She was being bombarded with negative thoughts. So she comes to me and she sits in front of me and she starts telling me what's happening. And she goes, can I be one day? That wasn't the first day. That was about the 5th time I saw her. She goes, when she was trusting me a little more, she goes, can I be very honest with you? And I said, please be honest. She said, they're not thoughts. Like, I can hear, and she said it very low, I can hear these 2 voices. Like, it's almost a voice here in the back. And she's 14 years old. She doesn't have schizophrenia, okay? Because we can even diagnose anybody with schizophrenia when they're 14. So and she goes, a boy and a girl, like a voice of a woman here and a man here telling me all these things. I didn't want to tell you. And her mother was sitting next to her, and her mother said, Roberta, yeah, we just didn't want you to Baker act her. I don't want my child to go to a hospital or anything like that, you know. And we don't know you, we didn't know you, but now we trust you. I know you're not going to do that. And yeah, I looked at her mom and I said, can you please excuse us? Because her mom couldn't be there. Louder? A little louder?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
You just got to speak up a little bit. We can hear you if you speak
A little
up.
louder. I don't think they see me. Can you hear me now?
We can if you speak loud.
Like this? Okay. And her mom, a little louder, just a little bit. And her mom, I asked her to excuse us, and her mom said, no, that's okay, I'll leave, you can work with her. And we started doing EMDR. And before we started doing EMDR, she goes, and I go, now that your mom left, can you please repeat what you just heard? Repeat what you just heard? And she said, yeah, now this woman is saying to get up and leave, that you're not going to be able to help me or do anything for me, that I should just leave your office. And I said, oh, she did? I love when that happens.
I know you, yes, you do.
She knows me. So I go, oh, she did. And the girl goes, yeah. And I go, oh, wonderful. I feel like now I'm going to help her. It's a challenge, you know? And I started doing EMDR with this girl. It's eye desensitization movement and reprocessing therapy is this type of therapy that I do. It puts you in a very light trance, right? So I started doing it with her, and she jumps, and she goes, oh my God. I went back to my class, and I was hearing her voice louder and louder. And I go back there. And she went back there and she goes, she jumps again and I stop and she goes, I see her. I saw her in the class. She was wearing black pants. Her hair was in a ponytail. And she started describing how this woman looks, right? And I say, how old is she, a girl? And she goes, no, she's about 26. And she said, and I go, okay, go back there. Let's go back there. And I brought her back there. And I told her, I said, I want you to ask her, why is she doing this to you? And why, what's happening? What's happening that, so we went back there. And she started asking the woman. And as she asked the first question, she jumped again. And she said, she's right there, right next to you. She's right, and that was one of my first experiences, because I used to go to church, Christian church. I was very Christian, a therapist, but very Christian, so I didn't want to mix religion is here, spirituality is here, and science is here for me, different. So I didn't understand that. So when I started doing that and that started happening to me, that was actually the first case that something like that happened to me. And I was like, what's happening here, right? And she goes, she's right next to you. And I look. When I looked, I couldn't see her, but I started hearing her. And both of us could hear her. And the girl started crying, saying, I can't. This is not happening to me. I can't believe I was going to school. She was like a teacher. She was like an intern. She used to work at that school. And she goes, it was on 95. I said, look at what happened to you. She had an accident on 95, and she got killed there. But she continued to go to the school every day, right, to work. And then she got close to this patient of mine, and this girl is a medium, of course, right? Medium. And she said, oh, look at that. She can hear me. And she was mad, and she was upset, and she needed to communicate, and she needed help. And that girl could hear her. And that's why she went to her, right? So it was very interesting. But that's what energy does. Do you see?
How can you get rid of her? You told her to leave, or?
Oh, we talked to her. We did. I started talking to her, and I said, oh, I want you to realize that you are no longer here. This is just your spirit. And I want you to look around and look at all the bright and light spirits around you. They're just waiting for you. I want you to hold one of their hands and go in peace, because you're going to learn. There's so much for you to do. Life didn't stop here. Your life will continue. Only your body died. You're alive, I told her. And she started brightening up, and she left her. And then we took care of the boy, and that's going to be another day. All right, so energy is real, right? We vibrate, and it's real. We can't see the energy field around us, but it's real. Okay. Everything that affects our thoughts and emotions directly affects our nervous system. And our nervous system is a vessel of distribution. Everything that affects our nervous system affects our mental and physical body, becoming a loop and a pattern, right? Do you guys understand? The energy comes in and it goes through everywhere, our nervous system, our mind, our heart, and when it gets to the heart, it creates that energy field that vibrates, and that is the vibration we need to be careful and take care of, right? How, Roberta? You asked how early. How do we bring our vibration up? Here, the first thing we need to take care of, our thoughts, right? Because if you change your thoughts, there's something in psychology called cognitive behavioral therapy. There's something called the cognitive triangle. It's a triangle, and the thoughts are on the top of the triangle. And here, let's say the triangle is here. This is a triangle, right? thoughts, you think, you feel the emotions, and you act. You think, you feel, you act. So I teach these to my patients. When we think, it's so fast, it travels very quickly. I think, I feel, I act, I think, I feel, everybody, right? So if you become aware here, and you change your thoughts here, before they become feelings, guess what happens? You change the way you act, and you change every energy within you, right? And you create that beautiful energy field around you because you are changing your thoughts, becoming aware. How, Roberta? It's almost like you have to be your parent. You have to be there, right there next to you saying, Roberta, don't think that. No, think this, right? Yeah. Oh, look at that dress she's wearing. Oh my. No. That's not the thought you want to have. She looks beautiful. Maybe not the way you like, but she loves the way she looks. So it's how she likes to dress. She's feeling great, and you have nothing to do with that. Look at that beautiful place over there. So you bring your thoughts to a different direction. You stop judging, and eventually you practice, and you practice some more, and you practice every day to bring your thoughts, to change your thinking, to catch your thoughts right here, change them from negative to positive, and you will change your life. Right? That's one way. One simple way, but we don't work just with one way. We work with many ways. Go ahead.
No, I want to say that that actually works because, sometimes I wake up in the morning and think, okay, I'm not going to be able to do it. That's going to be very hard. And then I go to myself, but why don't I think like this?
Exactly.
No, it's not like that. I'm going to do it, and I'm going right now. I'm going to start doing it, and then my entire mood changes.
Everything changes.
So it does work.
Yeah. I teach my patients to, when you open your eyes, we usually go, oh my God, another day, I got to put my clothes on and go to work. How horrible this is going to, right? That's what we usually do, right? If we are not watching ourselves. So what you need to create is a different pattern, right? Creating a different pattern creates a different life. So you need to get up. The first thing that I do purposely, not that I want to do, I purposely do it every morning. I get up, I open my door, my bedroom door, then I open the door for my dogs to get out, the living room on the other side. Then I can see the sun from my backyard. And I do this little meditation. I place my hand here on my heart chakra, and I say, thank you, universe. And I do a little meditation over there. And I thank the universe, and I thank the sun, and I thank all the spirituality that works with me, and I practice gratitude. And after I practice gratitude, I call upon me, my family, my life abundance, emotional abundance, physical abundance, right? Financial abundance. I do that every morning, every morning, every morning, every morning. Mm-hmm. And when there's no sun, it's raining, I still do it. Okay. So the brain gets affected depending on where we vibrate, changing our cognitive, rational, and emotional, and behavioral abilities, right? What I just said. You change your thoughts, you change your feelings, then you change your actions. Now, look at this. How is vibration created in us and through us? Vibration is created from frequencies that are transmitted through sounds and movements, channeled from our senses, leading us to choose how to operate our thoughts and behaviors. Right? So vibration is created from frequencies, right? That are transmitted to us through our sounds, our movements. Sound, when we meditate, what we are doing. Sound doesn't have to have a noise. Sound could be silence too, right? So another huge way to upper our frequencies is to meditate. And how we meditate, focusing on sound, focusing on our breathing. We are always using our senses, no matter what, right? And that is how we change the frequency within, inside and out. Okay? Any questions? Okay. Solfeggio frequencies in music are reported to have profound effects on the body and mind. Specific vibrational frequencies such as 174 hertz, also known as the healing frequency. So this 174, if you guys want to meditate at your house, right? Healing frequency, this healing frequency of 174, you can put on YouTube. Go on YouTube and say healing frequency and you type in 174, right? Is the healing frequency. And you can listen to that sound and meditate. Magic will happen. Okay? Are associated with reducing pain and stress. Higher frequencies, there are so many different frequencies that you can meditate on. It's awesome. Once you go in there, you're going to see a bunch of different ones. Okay? Higher frequencies move from the removal of negative impacts on the body and the mind to the promotion of higher levels of consciousness and elevated states of being. As I said, we are a complex group of vibrating particles, grouping of cells in our bodies, vibrate at different frequencies, creating a conglomerate vibrational compilation that is uniquely us. Recent studies shows that people in good physical and emotional health have a higher vibrational frequency than those with altered health and stress who are experiencing more negative emotional states. You guys understand? So if you are healthy, most likely your frequencies and where you're vibrating are in the right place, right? And every time we get sick, our immune system lowers down is because maybe something happened, maybe your frequencies are not too good. You're not vibrating in the right frequency, right place. So we are constantly interacting with an environment full of entities with their own vibrational frequencies. Our equilibrium is affected by everything we come in contact with. Over time, one score frequency and vibration can be altered depending on the consistency of the exposure to these vibrational frequencies. Let's say.
Said, watch the friends you keep.
There you go. Thank you. So I have people that come in and say, oh, Roberta, I'm always feeling down. And they're complaining about their friends. And I hate my friends and these people and that and this, right? Right? They're hanging out with the wrong people. And I say, have you considered changing friends? Or why do you think your friends are vibrating so low always? What does that say? Because maybe you are too. Once you change your frequency and you elevate your frequency, you're going to attract other types of people towards you, right?
And sometimes it happens with family.
A lot of times, right? A lot of times it happens with family. But guess what? If your frequency is high, regardless of whoever frequency is around you, you are not, it's like a fight of a power, right? Your frequency is high, your family members' frequency is here. You are supposed to lift them up because you do. If your frequency is high, their frequency is not going to stand. They're going to have to go up. Now, if you're hanging out with people and you say, oh, I always feel down when it's because their frequency are overpowering, right? Yours. That's what's happening, right? We are the result of all the thoughts that we've had What we think, we create. Right? This is very powerful. Every thought that I have now is creating my reality. 1 second from now, to change your frequency, a second, a minute, a day from now, you need to change it now, right? In order for you to change your frequency, and if you're complaining, and if you don't want to change, and if you're going around the same block expecting different results, you're not going to get it. In order for we to change our frequency, a second from now, we need to change it now. A minute from now, we need to change it now. If you want to change your life, your frequency tomorrow, you got to change it now, because if you don't change it now, tomorrow will be the same. We are creating. We are creating. We are creators. We are divine. We create. And we have what Kara said a little earlier in the class is very significant, and I think that is powerful, and I agree with you, about when Luigi said, what happens is we are divine, we are powerful, and respecting other people's free will is the most beautiful form of love. Right? Isn't it? Isn't that what you said?
Without judging.
With no judging. If you want to really show somebody you love them, and show yourself you love yourself, especially, you gotta respect your free will and not force it, because there's no wrong or right. We are creators. We create wrong and we create right. There's no way around it, right? What could be right for me, wrong for her. What could be wrong for you could be right for me. And who said that the decisions I'm making or the way I decide to live my life is right or wrong? I decided.
Very subjective.
Right? It's very subjective. So respecting people's free will is the most beautiful form of love that you can show to yourself, respecting your own free will and other people's. Our emotions are our energy in motion. Therefore, our emotions should not be reactive. We must learn on how to control our emotions, because they are a creative force that attracts and creates our energy fields. Through the connection of our spirit, thoughts, emotions, and actions, we create where we currently vibrate. Our spiritual connection is depending on how we deal with the whole of our existence. In this illusion, we abide. It is necessary to understand how to operate our entire mechanism to achieve progression. Do you guys agree or no?
Yes.
Right? It's the connection of the spirit, thoughts, emotions, and actions we create where we currently vibrate. We have the power. We are gods. We can create our destiny. You decide. You decide. And by manifesting positivity, manifesting good towards yourself and other people, you can create good. Right? You can create healing. You can heal yourself, right? We often run around looking for healers, people to heal me. I want to be healed. No, you can heal yourself. And I tell you right now, and I repeat this thousands and millions of times here already, meditation. It's the way to go. Right? Thank you all. Thank you.